welcome to the Abyss Tarot T.A.T. Today I want to do something a little bit different. I'm feeling really pulled to do a reading on that baby that is missing, Emmanuel Haro, over in Yucaipa, California. Just feeling it heavy, like I need to do a reading to see what happened to this baby. If you haven't heard the story, it's everywhere, but if you haven't heard the story, there's a 7-month-old baby missing. And his parents, the mom says that she was at a store, she was going to change his diaper in the parking lot, and that she heard a man in Spanish say to her, "Hola," and next thing you know, she blacked out. And when she came to, the baby was gone. Now she has a black eye, and how the man, if she didn't see him, only heard him talking to her in Spanish, how is it that she didn't see him, but she has a black eye? Not only that, but her black eye, if you've had black eyes before, it's already in the healing stages when she was making this report. So it's not like it was a fresh black eye. This is a black eye that's she's probably had for some time. It's been in the healing stages. And when her and the father talk about the baby, they talk about him in past tense, which made me be like, wait, what? He was a happy baby. He was, you know, a loving baby. Like, what? Why in the past tense? Another thing, the dad has a history of violence on another one of his children with another former partner. He beat his 10-week-old baby so bad. 10 weeks, not even 10 months, 10 years. 10-week-old baby so bad, she's now become a vegetable. The little girl is a vegetable for life now. And that was his baby at 2.5 months, 10 weeks old. And now with this baby, Emmanuel, with this other partner, Rebecca, now the baby's missing. And not a tear from them, either one, but the way they talk, the weirdness, it's like so many red flags, and even a blind man can see what's going on here, what's happened. So I just want to do a reading. Like I said, it's really been pulling at me to do a reading to see what happened with this baby. I think we can assume we know, right? But yeah, and this video for entertainment purposes only, I have to say, okay? So it's not, you know, set in stone, right? I'm just a tarot reader here. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what happened to baby Emmanuel Haro. What happened to that 7-month-old baby? Have the Empress, Mother, and the Page of Cups and the Reverse Child. Yeah, the Mother definitely knows what happened to this baby. The Page of Cups is in the reverse, it's not in the upright. I feel like this baby cried a lot, or maybe he cried a lot the last time that she saw him. We have the Star. Yeah, so there's people searching. Yeah, because she looks, or this guy, I'm sorry, he's searching. He looks like he's looking for something. So people are holding hope, looking for this baby. There's definitely a search here. There's a sword here behind this man, and then there's a house, like a little house. So I'm getting the feeling like the search should be around the area, like close to home. Maybe not the home, but close to home, that area. We have the Tower. We have the King of Cups on the bottom, and he is in the reverse. It's the Father. He has anger issues, very destructive behavior. Feeling a lot of anger from the father, like he gets set off easily, no patience. one almost flew off the table, the Hierophant, okay? And it almost flew off the table. Almost, but not quite. It hung on a little bit. The Tower and the Hierophant next to each other. Temperance on the bottom. It's in the reverse. I feel like this baby is no longer here. Okay. Yeah, I heard he's no longer in this realm. Okay. Here with the Tower too, I mean the Hierophant, I'm getting like investigation, you know, the police being involved. They're looking into it. And I do see the mother and the father are the two main suspects here. They're looking everywhere, but I do see the two people at the forefront is the mother and the father of this baby. I saw a comment in a video that said, the comment said something like to the parents, like, can you just tell us where the baby is so we can have a decent burial for him? And I thought about that and I'm like, that's so true. Like, you know, like, this is like, this baby needs justice. I'm seeing roses, but I'm seeing them like down, almost like when they're dead or they're dying and they start, instead of standing, they start falling. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing roses that are like tipped down, like they're already like shriveling, they're going down. The World underneath the Empress. Yeah, they brought this baby's life to an end. I feel like he did this, but I'm getting that she's standing behind her husband, you know, like she's on his back. So it's almost like she has his back, is what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. It's like she has his back. She's defending him, being at his side. And I'm also feeling like it's like we're in this together. Like, don't say anything because we're in this together. Five of Swords. Look. Deception, lies. And look at this guy with this little boy here, and he almost looks like he's on his knees pleading to this little boy. So I feel like plead here is standing out to me in the pleading. So I feel like maybe they're going to take a plea deal for this. Like, pleading. They're going to take a plea deal for this child here. Because he's like begging, like pleading with this little boy. The little boy's sword is lit up. It has illumination. You know, look at the light. He has a lot of light on his sword. He doesn't. So this little boy having all this light on his sword is telling me he's not here. He's gone to the light. And the truth will be revealed with this sword here. It's the sword of truth. And he has the sword of like deceit, lies, falsehood. Tower is on fire, and I don't know if you saw this, but yesterday the neighbor's house, their RV, was set on fire by like two crackheads. They went set the RV on fire. Why? Nobody knows, right? They set the RV on fire and they ran off, and from that RV being on fire, then it burned up the house or on the property that it was on. So the house caught fire. The house is completely gone. The RV is completely gone. But the question is, why did these two crackheads come and set that RV on fire? What was in that RV next door to these people's house? What was in that RV that they came, set it on fire, and ran off? You know what I mean? And there's no such thing as coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. And how strange, right? That it's like they have this issue going on with their missing baby. All of a sudden, two crackheads go next door. Well, kind of, it's not really next door, but it's kind of like almost like it if you were to look at the video and see where their house is and where the neighbors is, it's almost like across the street, but kind of next door. It's kind of like at an angle. But anyways, how the RV was set on fire. What was in that RV? Why did those two crackheads show up to set it on fire? You know? And they say that it went up really quickly, so they went with like whatever combustibles to you know, that was the intent, was to set it on fire. And some people are saying like, could have had the parents go to two crackheads and be like, here's some money, and go set that RV on fire. Okay, we have the Two of Cups in the reverse. Look at that. Okay, these two people, man and woman, they're in on it together, and it's in the reverse. Okay, like I said, these are the two main people here, the mother and the father of this baby. We have Temperance in the reverse. Again, like I said, no patience. I feel like he has such anger issues. It's underneath the Tower. I feel like he has such anger issues. He has no patience, and he has no right, you know, having children, especially what he did with that other baby that he had with the other person. How he beat her so bad she became a vegetable now for life. That little girl will not have a normal life now. We have the Nine of Swords. Look at that. We have the Nine of Swords. There's 5 swords in his back, 2 at his side, and 1 on the ground. Yeah. There's anxiety forming here. It could be in the mother, it could be in the father, it could be in both of them. But I feel like there is anxiety forming in them because it's underneath the Hierophant. So they know that things are getting closer. It's going to close in on them. Underneath, on the bottom, the 3 of Swords. Too many cards, too many cards. What happened to Emmanuel? Where is baby Emmanuel? We have the 10 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords. Yeah. Betrayal by the family, by the parents. Those that should have been taking care of him so that he could grow up and have a good life, a normal, decent life. They completely betrayed him, destroyed him. The Knight of Swords. The 7 of Swords in the reverse. This is somebody that lost control, like with their anger. And this card came out in the reverse, but look at it in the upright. It almost looks like he's playing a clarinet, or I don't know what this instrument is, but he has the 2 of them tied together. They're both tied together as one, and he's blowing on them. So I feel, again, these 2 people are tied together as one. And this does almost appear to be like, kind of reminds me of the Judgment card with Gabriel blowing his trumpet, even though it's not Gabriel and it's not a trumpet. Kind of gives me that image. And, you know, with Gabriel blowing his trumpet, we know that he's taking the dead, that he's lifting them up and taking them with him to the spiritual realm. So that's what I'm kind of getting here. And these people are being very deceptive. I also somehow feel like this gives me the vibes of the mom, Rebecca. Even how one of her eyes is covered, and how she has that black eye that supposedly she got from the man that spoke Spanish to her and knocked her out. I feel like, again, like she's covering and she's looking to him. You know, what do we do next? We're both on this together, he says. We're both on this together. And she's like, well, what do we do next? What do we say? It's like she won't say anything unless he tells her what to say first. Like she's dependent on him coming up with the ideas and the plan. That's what I'm feeling here. The Six of Swords. More swords energy. Moving away from this. Maybe they might want to move away, or maybe they want to leave. She definitely does. She definitely does, because she feels like people are attacking her or saying things to her or saying things about her. She has that wand raised up again to fight, to attack. The Six of Swords, so she wants to move away from the attacks. She wants to move away. I guess just dismiss it, right? Just dismiss it. In the reverse. Okay, sorry about that. I had a lot of images coming to mind, and I know I was staying quiet, but I didn't want to say the things that were coming, so I was kind of staying a little more quiet right now. But I definitely do feel a lot of anger, and honestly, I feel like the mother doesn't have 2 cents to rub together, honestly. And so again, I feel like she looks to him for the answers. She looks to her husband for the answers, to come up with the ideas, solutions, whatever, because she just doesn't have a sense of her own. And just pretty sad for the baby to have parents like that. Ace of Swords in the reverse on the bottom. A lot of lies. A lot of lies coming from them. They're not telling the truth. And again, it's like she's looking to him. The mother's looking to her husband to see what, you know, what answers, what way out of it, basically. What solution can he, you know, come up with for them to get out of it. The Knight of Pentacles here. Very slow movement here. I don't know if it's on their part or okay. I was like, what slow movement? But I just heard the baby was slow. Yeah, there was some mention of that, of them thinking that their baby had some type of learning disability. Okay, because I just heard the baby was slow. Because with the Knight of Pentacles, I was like, slow movement, slow. But I heard the baby was slow. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. He wasn't reaching his milestones. He wasn't, yeah. I guess he wasn't functioning according to them. I guess how they saw him, maybe not doing things like what he should have been doing for his age. So maybe they thought he had learning disabilities, which I think made the father angry and frustrated. Oh, the card fell. Oh gosh. And we have the Six of Cups in the reverse. Look at that. The Six of Cups. And we have a man and watching 2 children, and it's in the reverse. Here is a man watching 2 children. So this could have been the little boy is smaller than the little girl. This is the little boy, and then here's the little girl, and the man is watching these 2 kids. So he could have been watching, you know, 2 kids, or the baby and another child. Since there's 2 kids here, he could have been watching 2 kids by himself, and maybe got really frustrated. Got really frustrated with the baby. We have 15 in the reverse, the devil, but it says materialism here, and it's in the reverse. This is somebody very toxic, very abusive, and he's chained up. This man here is chained up. Let me put it in the upright so you can see. He's chained up to all the earthly things. He's chained up to the sword, the wand, the cup, the pentacle. He's chained up to all these things. He's shackled. So I do feel like this person, there will be an arrest on the father. And then there's a rainbow here behind him, and the woman here is behind him. And again, I keep seeing her behind him. That's something I've been seeing, is her behind him, like saying she has his back. She's behind him. She stands with him. She is behind him. She has his back. And then here's the rainbow behind him. And it's interesting because I saw a video where, again, about the fire yesterday, how that house caught on fire, the RV caught on fire. And when the firefighters came, it was being recorded live, when the firefighters came and they were spraying the, you know, the hose, they were spraying water. When the water was shooting out, a rainbow formed. It was just a rainbow as the water was shooting out, putting out the fire to that house that was on fire. And the man recording, he was like, look at that rainbow, you see that rainbow? And I was like, wow, like there was a rainbow in the water to put the fire out. There was a rainbow in the water, and it was huge too. It was like over the water. So look, there's a rainbow here. It's in the reverse. These are very toxic people. Toxic together, toxic individually, toxic as a family. Just very toxic. Dark people. There's a shadow here too. Look, there's a shadow right there with him. Okay, so this is somebody with a very dark shadow. He doesn't have light. I mean, even the rainbow is behind him. It's not even in front of him. Even the rainbow is behind him, and he has all this darkness. This is somebody very dark. It's in the reverse. This is somebody very dark. We have the 5 of Wands. Look at that. A lot of fighting. And like with this 4 of Wands in the reverse, these are people that are always fighting. They're always yelling. There's always anger. There's always issues. This is a very toxic environment, very toxic household. And he's on the ship. The 5 of Wands, normally it's like people fighting. He has his 5 wands on a ship, and he's like, I'm out of here. So again, I do feel like they are wanting to leave. They are wanting to get away. They are wanting to forget about it. I also saw something that said that they found in their trash some of the baby's baby clothes. It's like, wow, your baby's missing, and you're throwing his clothes in the trash? Really? You know? So I do feel like they're just trying to get rid of everything and trying to move away from everything. Almost like they want to erase this out of their minds and just, let's move on. We have the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, they can't let go. They can't move on. This is not something that's going to stop. It's almost like they want this to stop. They want it to end. And this isn't going like that. There's going to be work done. There's going to be focus here. But again, with it being in the reverse, because in the upright, it's like you're working. You're moving forward. You're putting work in. And it's in the reverse. And it's almost like they want to stop it. They want to, you know, they want it to end. They want the investigation to stop. They want no more forward movement on this. It's almost like, oh, let's just forget about it. Let's just move on, you know? That's what they want. They don't want this worked on anymore. They don't want the resolution here. They want the door to close, is what I just heard, because there is a door here. And when I saw that, I heard they want the door to close on this. Yeah, King of Swords in the reverse, exactly. Yeah, this is somebody, and I'm getting that from the father. This is the father. But again, her as the mother, being the first card that came out to it was the Empress, the mother. Her as the mother, it's like she should have loved her child enough to protect them, to get him away from this person. But again, it seems like she looks to this man as her everything. Like, he's the one that does the thinking for me because I don't have a brain. And it's like she looks to him for everything. Okay. Wow, we have the Four of Swords, Four of Cups in the reverse. And we have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. Jail time. And then we have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Very interesting. I do feel like they are going to hold them. But then I also see them being released. There's a release here of jail. Or maybe they will get arrested but get released like on bail or something like that. But here we do have jail, we do have prison time. He's looking behind the bars, right? He's like way down deep in there. And these swords represent like the bars of the jail cell. But it's in the reverse, so it's almost like being released, being arrested and being released. With the Four of Cups here in the reverse, I also feel like they're not seeing what's coming. They think people aren't seeing, aren't investigating it. You know, I think he, like, this man and this woman really do think they're clever. I mean, she thinks he's really clever because she doesn't, again, I feel like she just has no sense of her own. But they're going to see, things are going to be found out. And I do feel like there will be an arrest on him. Her too, probably, but I feel like on him. And with the swords in the reverse, it's like a release. And then on the bottom, it is the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. This is letting go. This is like they get arrested, but then they get let go for some reason. So again, maybe it's just the bell, you know? Maybe they'll just be out on bail. Five of Pentacles. Look at that, and she's blindfolded. Again, it's like she's saying, oh, I didn't see who took my baby. It's that story of like, he just came over to me, said hola, and then I didn't see anything else and the baby was gone. It's like, really? You're really going to play that story? Okay. Then the last card we have here is 19, the Sun. We have all these little angels, all these little babies. So I do feel like the baby has already left the earth. He's in the spiritual realm. These other little angels, these little angel babies. Okay, so that's all I have right now. Let's just keep watching. I'll probably post another video of this and another update, do another reading.